Welcome back to the AI Breakdown Brief, all the AI headline news you need in around 5 minutes. We start today with the announcement of a feature that has been much anticipated, and that is Inpainting in Midjourney. Now, Inpainting is basically the ability to change a specific portion of an image created with AI to be different in some way. This was a feature that Adobe launched a couple months ago to much fanfare. So imagine, for example, in Midjourney, you've created an image of a woman staring directly at camera in an illustrated or animation style, and you want to place that woman in a bunch of different settings. Using Inpainting, you'd be able to select the specific part of the image that you wanted to change, in this case the background, and prompt the system to change that aspect with text, just like you would prompt to create the image in the first place. It makes it easy to do things like change the clothes someone is wearing, or to give them sunglasses. And while right now people are mostly just creatively experimenting, there are some more business use cases as well. For example, imagine an interior designer being able to switch around furniture or color palettes in a single environment. Overall, this is the type of tool and feature set that will, I believe, become so essential to the way that people use Midjourney that it'll be hard to remember a time before it actually existed. Speaking of features, Snapchat is expanding a new feature in its generative AI suite that it is calling Dreams. TechCrunch writes, with the company's forthcoming generative AI feature called Dreams, Snap will again experiment with AI images. But soon, those images may contain you and your friends in imaginative backgrounds. Snapchat imagines Dreams as a way to use AI-generated selfies to place pictures of you in fantastical places and scenarios. Now, so far, these features haven't been confirmed by Snapchat itself. The latest report comes from findings from app researcher and developer Steve Moser, and earlier in the year, frequent mobile feature leaker Alessandro Paluzzi also shared an image of what seemed to be this Dreams feature. In that image, it was placed very prominently between camera roll and stories, and the prompt was, upload several selfies to create your dreams and generate fantastical snaps of yourself. Now, not all of Snapchat's experiments with AI have gone particularly well. Remember last week we were talking about how its My AI bot kind of creepily posted a story, even though it wasn't supposed to be able to do so. It does seem, however, like the idea of putting users in fun settings with their selfies is pretty well aligned with the core entertaining experience of Snapchat. It might be something that people really respond to. Now, last week we also got word of a new AI social app called BeFake. The idea behind this app was to lean into the unreality of an AI world and have the core experience being sharing photos of oneself that were AI modified. So changing your hair, giving you costumes, giving you makeup, placing you in new fantastical settings. There are, of course, tons of apps that have this sort of feature suite of using text prompts to modify images of yourself, but putting that as the foundational experience of a social media network is something a little bit new. Rowan Chung wrote, Kristen Garcia Dumont, ex-Machine Zone CEO, has founded a new social media app called BeFake to redefine social media. The app lets users snap fantasy versions of themselves using AI-generated images. It allows users to express creativity beyond just selfies by submitting text prompts to generate visuals. CEO Dumont sees it as a more authentic self-expression versus the pressure of real pictures. The most creative faux identities gain traction in the app's community, with users able to share images from prompts and react to their favorites. The founder of BeFake is no joke, with some of the top-grossing mobile games globally under her belt. I'll be watching this app closely as it might play a pivotal role in the widespread integration of AI into social media. I do think it's a super interesting premise to try to break from the pressure of perfection that social media puts on, to just lean into the hyper-modification of AI in an environment in which everyone understands that that's what's happening. It's not that it doesn't come with its own issues, but it does at least theoretically solve some of the issues of the last generation of social media as well. It's also interesting in light of the news that Meta has confirmed that an off switch for algorithmic content curation is coming to Facebook and Instagram in Europe. TechCrunch writes, Meta has confirmed that non-personalized content feeds are incoming on Facebook and Instagram in the European Union ahead of the August 25th deadline for compliance with the bloc's rebooted digital rulebook, the Digital Services Act. The DSA requires larger platforms and search engines to provide users in the region with the ability to switch off AI-driven personalization. Instead, content could be ordered and displayed chronologically, such as based on the time a post was made, or ranked by local popularity. Finally, we close on a couple stories from markets. Chipmaker ARM is going public, and as Yahoo Finance puts it, their valuation hinges on how much AI hype investors price in. Basically, what investors are looking at is how much of a premium is being put on this company because of its association with AI. Yahoo Finance writes, Bloomberg has previously reported that ARM was aiming for valuations between 60 and 70 billion. as the chip designer tries to cash in on investors' frenzy for stocks that can benefit from the rise in artificial intelligence. Those kinds of levels are high compared with the valuations that investors have awarded smaller ARM competitors. Using the price-to-sales ratio of those public companies for ARM would imply a value between $32 billion and $43 billion for the chip designer. Meanwhile, another company that is already trading has received a bump from its use of AI. Zoom got a little pop yesterday as the CEO said that the company planned to develop and continue to deploy new AI tools. As CNN Business puts it, Zoom's founder and chief executive officer, Eric Yuan, also touted the company's rollout of recent AI features on a conference call with investors. Yuan said that the company's aggressive roadmap when it comes to artificial intelligence is, quote, aimed at empowering our customers to work smarter and serve their customers better. Now, of course, this is the same company that just faced huge backlash over changing their terms of service to seemingly allow themselves to train their AI models on users' proprietary conversations. But they've now done a 180 and said that that would never be the case, and even shifted and stopped letting people even opt into that. Anyways, friends, that is going to do it for today's AI Breakdown Brief. If you're enjoying this content and you haven't yet subscribed, I would so appreciate it if you would do so. Thanks as always for listening or watching, and I'll be back soon with the main AI Breakdown.